All right, my name's Lloyd Cryer. I'm here today at Frightmare Collectibles over here in Justin, Texas, and I have somebody that you might recognize, Lyle Blackburn. And Lyle's a jack of all trades, but he's a horror guy, right? So, Lyle, tell us a little bit about what you've got here. What is this?
I got a few. I built up a huge horror collection over the years. I have a little bit of a museum in my home, and it's gotten to be where it's almost too much. So I'm going to part with a few pieces that I've had for years. This is one of them. This is a stuntman's mask from the 1992 movie Army of Darkness, and it has a pretty cool story about how it came into my hands. Years ago, the band Gore, which we're all familiar with, was on tour, and they went to hang out with the special effects stunt coordinator who worked on the movie, and he said, "Hey, you guys want some of these masks because they're just sitting here, and they should be out. Somebody should have them."
Right.
So he gave several of the members of Gore these masks, and this one actually came into the hands of Casey Orr, which is Beefcake the Mighty.
Right.
And, he collected some stuff, and I bought it from him about 10 years ago and have had it ever since. But it's the authentic deal, and I guess they did miniatures, some stop animation in the movie, and they also had stuntmen wearing these masks just to kind of fill in you'll see all the skeletons jumping around. So you can spot it if you look close.
Okay. And this is K&B Effects, right? The Nicotero and all of them. Were they responsible for that? I can't remember.
I'm not sure which team was, but yeah, I think they worked on a lot of some of those Bruce Campbell movies, and the top-notch guys.
Yeah. But this is the real deal. And it was a gift from one of the effects guys. We're not sure which one, or
I don't recall his name offhand. Right. I since I didn't personally get it from him, but it was the main special effects stunt coordinator guy.
Okay.
Who had several of these, and they had made a number of them. So I want to say each guy in Gore had one. Mike Scascia had one, and who knows where they are now.
Sure.
So this has been sitting in my personal collection all these years, and I put it in here and have not touched it. So obviously these aren't made for foreverness. So if you were to handle it, who knows?
Who knows what could happen? But you've done the right thing, I think, by putting it in here. You've kept all the dust and all that kind of stuff. And that was one thing that you and I were talking about. We love horror movies, but we just don't know what kind of value to put on something like this. So that's kind of why you're here today, is we thought we would get this out there, let everybody know about it, that you're wanting to sell it, and maybe we can get an offer for it or something. I'm not really sure, but I think it's a cool piece. I'm with you. I'd love for somebody to, a big fan to get a hold of this and have it in their collection.
Yeah, I think especially somebody who collects like Bruce Campbell movies, Sam Raimi, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, that's going to be a good place for it.
Yeah.
And as much as I love it, it's really hard to part. There's only a few things I'm parting with.
Right.
I don't have a huge Evil Dead collection, so I know there's a collector out there that, man, this would be a prize. I mean, this is like the centerpiece of your collection, especially if you say, this was used in the movie. We all love the movie. It was in the hands of the members of Gore, and then Lyle Blackburn from Ghoultown.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a history of how it came into their hands.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think it's a really cool piece, and that's what I'm hoping we can do is, find a true collector and somebody that's going to love and cherish this thing. You've got something else over here too that I really think is really cool and interesting. What is that?
Yeah, this is an actual, I was calling it a life mask, but I think it's a death mask. I'm not sure the correct terminology, but this is a mold of Vincent Price's face after death.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that even happens, like who makes the mold, but this is authentic. And I have a friend who is a sculptor, and he does casting, and he was able to get a hold of this. And of course, I've never seen another one that I've seen. And I'm, a huge fan of Vincent Price and have a number of Vincent Price collectibles. So I had this one where I thought maybe just offer that to just, Vincent Price fans.
Yeah. I'm with you. I know the death mask thing is a thing, but I'm like you. I've always wondered, what do? They go in after these people die and somebody sneaks in and gets a cast, or or unless the family allows them to do that, they know that Vincent is, an icon. And I don't know. It's very interesting. I know there's collectors out there for these death masks.
Right.
There it is, authentic death mask. So yeah, it's another item from Lyle's collection. I think it would be really cool in the hands of a big Vincent Price fan. So that's kind of why you came out today, was just to bring us a couple items and see if you could get them in the hands of fans. And I appreciate that. I think that's really cool, Lyle, that you did that.
Yeah, no problem. That was kind of my first thought on something I really didn't necessarily want to mail, and something that I could offer at, a place like yours where it's kind of a center point for all those folks, that are fans. And, Frightmare is sort of been the centerpiece for getting a hold and getting in touch with really cool stuff like this. So this is definitely a place to bring it.
Well, I'm honored that you brought it out here. We're going to get it in some good hands. Thank you very much.
You bet.